connect to rectangles, just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away.
Hell nah, no man can run away.
From me I stay in habits. It's demolition. Wiping over.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me and let it be
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in the spot with no angling.
I'm not a princess.
A lot of anger in it.
Where the cutie come from? Oh no, don't you know?
Flash bronze coated with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, 3 dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away.
Hell nah, no man can run away.
From me I stay in habits. It's demolition. Wiping over.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me and let it be
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in the spot with no angling.
I'm not a princess.
A lot of anger in it.
Where the cutie come from? Oh no, don't you know?
Flash bronze coated with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, 3 dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away.
Hell nah, no man can run away.
From me I stay in habits. It's demolition. Wiping over.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me and let it be
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in the spot with no angling.
I'm not a princess.
A lot of anger in it.
Where the cutie come from? Oh no, don't you know?
Flash bronze coated with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, 3 dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away.
Hell nah, no man can run away.
From me I stay in habits. It's demolition. Wiping over.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's
tangling. Hit you in a spot with no angling.
Not a princess,
A lot of anger in it.
the cutie girl from oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coated with spangles. Add some sounds and it terms wangles. Three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in hell, that's what it's demolition. Wiping over,
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me and let it be one.
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in a spot with no angling.
Not a princess,
A lot of anger in it.
the cutie girl from oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coated with spangles. Add some sounds and it terms wangles. Three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in hell, that's what it's demolition. Wiping over,
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me and let it be one.
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in a spot with no angling.
Not a princess,
A lot of anger in it.
the cutie girl from oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coated with spangles. Add some sounds and it terms wangles. Three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in hell, that's what it's demolition. Wiping over,
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me and let it be one.
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in a spot with no angling.
Not a princess,
A lot of anger in it.
the cutie girl from oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coated with spangles. Add some sounds and it terms wangles. Three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in hell, that's what it's demolition. Wiping over,
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me
rhymes coated with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in habits for me. It's demolition. Wiping over.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me and let it be
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in the spot with no angling.
another princess.
A lot of anger in it.
Where can we come from? Oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coated with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in habits for me. It's demolition. Wiping over.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me and let it be
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in the spot with no angling.
another princess.
A lot of anger in it.
Where can we come from? Oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coated with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in habits for me. It's demolition. Wiping over.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me and let it be
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in the spot with no angling.
another princess.
A lot of anger in it.
Where can we come from? Oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coated with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in habits for me. It's demolition. Wiping over.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our wreckage. Come to me
rhymes coded with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in habits for me. It's demolition. Wiping all out.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our refuge. Come to me and let it be
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in the spot with no angling.
another princess.
A lot of anger in it.
The cutie girl from oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coded with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in habits for me. It's demolition. Wiping all out.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our refuge. Come to me and let it be
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in the spot with no angling.
another princess.
A lot of anger in it.
The cutie girl from oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coded with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in habits for me. It's demolition. Wiping all out.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our refuge. Come to me and let it be
Been a little while, but I'm still battling. Moving fast while you just prattling. No time for me, no tangling. Hit you in the spot with no angling.
another princess.
A lot of anger in it.
The cutie girl from oh no, don't you know?
Flash rhymes coded with spangles. Add some sounds in the terms. Wangles, three dots connect to rectangles. Just like music sounds connect them rambles.
You cannot run away
Hell nah, no man can run away.
from me. I stay in habits for me. It's demolition. Wiping all out.
Wipe out.
I want gold until it's over. It's coalition. This is our refuge. Come to me
Testing. 1, 2, testing. Pig, it's your turn. Try to say hi. We're on the Twitch chat now.
Hello, everyone on the Twitch chat.
All right. We're all on Twitch now. Or at least, don't worry, guys. You cannot be seen. And even if you could be seen on Discord, I'm technically on streamer mode. Speaking of which, I cannot stream into this channel. Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
Oh, boy. Unless you can get it up on your end, Pig? And we can, like, follow you?
Wait,
no, that's not
Wait, I
possible
can't-
if I'm streaming. Ah, shoot.
Yeah, I can't stream this one. Wait, what?
Hold up. I should probably
Oh,
grab...
there we go.
Oh, can you
Try
stream?
it now.
Oh, what's up?
Try it now. Noodle helped us out.
Oh, thank you, Noodle. You're a lifesaver. Yes, I can. Kudos to Noodle-san.
Right.
Absolute
Thank
Absolute godsend. Thank you. Seriously. Noodle to the rescue.
This is why we have the moderators.
Alright, can you guys see that? We're not going to enter it
Yep.
until we get started, because once I get in there, I cannot rely on Twitch chat, and I can only like look up and down from the Discord chat. So
Yeah, I'll be monitoring both chats constantly.
Yeah.
So.
I'd say
Yeah.
I call slight dibs on Discord, but not necessarily, because technically Pig can see both, but I can't see the Twitch chat, especially when for the Q&A bit we're gonna have a slide for the whole time, if we can help it, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, so
What sucks about this timing is that I'm missing a premiere trailer for a game coming to Kickstarter that I want to fund.
No! Oh, damn it. If only we got the 3 o'clock spot. No, it's okay. I chose 2 o'clock. We agreed to 2 o'clock, my dude. Seriously.
We agreed. Yeah. The issue is the trailer was revealed like a couple days ago. Or like set to premiere a couple days ago, so couldn't do anything about it.
True, unfortunately. I'm just checking. Alright, we got 3 minutes until showtime. Are you guys excited? I'm gonna check Twitch chat one more time. Just make sure anything's okay. Pigdude will have monitors on that for the entire presentation. We're gonna try to not react to all the, reaction replies. So go ahead and just go LOL or haha or meme in the chats. It's just that we might not be able to react to it immediately. So don't worry, we good.
And of course, we will have a sort of chit-chat session at the end where we are all able to talk and actually communicate with you all sort of instantly. Well, we'll try to be instant about it.
Yeah, precisely. I'm just checking a few more things. Just trying to keep. Maybe it's just I don't know, autism or whatever. But I have a desperate need to keep up with the chat constantly, and I'm not just talking our chat. I'm talking like every bit of the chat. Yeah, but yeah, this is a great
Gotta
convention.
get yourself 2 monitors.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and also I'm nervous because, like,
But yeah, this is
on the laptop, I'm more prone to accidentally going into the panel room. Imagine I just, like, hop into the panel 1 room and I'm like, hey, guys. And I go, whoosh.
Wait a second.
Back out. But yeah. Alright, so 1 minute till showtime. Probably a little less. Actually, 30 seconds, everybody. Get hyped. Applause in the chat, everybody. Applause. Applaud! We didn't do
Applaud.
jack, but still applaud.
Do it or she beats me.
No, your girl catches your favorite, so I just shoot you in
No.
the forehead.
Yeah.
It's karma.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
what you get for Joker, bitch. No, that's not actually my full Antakamiki voice. That was very half-assed. Wow,
Come on,
looky
gotta give
here.
110%.
Everyone comes to save Narukami. I mean Pig Dude. I mean Narukami. I mean Pig
Thank
Dude.
you.
I'm doing this for Gray's sake.
You all saved a life today.
Gray, Pig Dude, Abridged Narukami, Chad Narukami. It's all good.
What's the difference?
Exactly. Oh, it's time. It's time. So.
Alrighty then.
Officially, we are now going to have the chat entirely off. So, I mean, Twitch chat entirely out of my sight, unfortunately. So, don't be afraid to react in the Twitch chat or the Discord chat. Just know that I cannot see it, but Pig Dude will keep tabs. But anyways, Pig Dude, you want to introduce us before we actually go into the introductions?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Perspectives from Chill Persona fan presentation by MagicMaddie and myself. This will just be sort of a lighthearted chatting for about an hour of our fandom experiences and maybe helping out some people who might not be too sure about where they belong in the fandom. We hope you enjoy.
Yes, so first of all, believe us, we're not here to bite at all. We're not out to and even though we're gonna give like advice, it's not like sage advice or anything. It's not anything that is the 100% guaranteed way to guide yourself through the fandom. No, we're just people who are average. We're just average people like you. We're not beings that are mighty because we're in an online Discord convention as panelists. So believe us, we're not here to bite. So therefore, let's get some introductions out of the way. First up, there is me, MagicMaddie, or Maddie if you want to be a lot more simplistic. Hi, this is in panel room F. Oh, thank you, Pig. Okay, so my name is MagicMaddie. I actually got this icon for my Twitch and Discord recently commissioned by a wonderful artist who is super, super gracious and just incredibly kind to me, even though they were a tad bit late, but you really can't blame them. Their name is Leiko_Sama. I might link that in a bit, but yeah, they're really, really cool. It's a fun little touch that makes this a little more unique than just stealing something from the official Atlas SMS icons. But I digress. I am an aspiring voice actor. If you recently have been in a panel with Persona 5 The Abridged Animations cast, I also voice in that as well. I am Antakamiki, Shiho Zuzui, and Tai Takemi. I'm also a writer of both fanfiction and just general journaling that nobody will be seeing. Nope. I'm sorry. I really can't because it's just personal stuff that... And even then, it's kind of boring. It's like, today at work and or university, it's been good. Just this cute little conversation that nobody's going to find interesting, but I did, so ha. Anyways, I'm also a Twitch streamer. I play video games, and I also do them for a charity, particularly Extra Life, Able Gamers, Pause Your Game, Trevor Project, the whole shebang. Oh, you see my O3? Nice, yeah. Some quirky little things that might get a little depressing soon, because I have one very depressing fanfiction prompt in mind, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I work with a charity group known as Good for Gaming, an incredible group of people that constantly come together and do a lot of things for charity to bolster positivity in the gaming community. Also, I'm a goof. Anyways, let's get to the Persona stuff, shall we? My favorite character, take a guess. My favorite game is Persona 5 Royal. Though that being said, I do have respect for the general series as a whole, so don't think it's like, I play Persona 5 and therefore that's the only one I like. No, we all good. Also, my favorite song is from the ending to the Persona 4 animation, Beauty of Destiny. It's just this really inspiring song. I think it's inspiring. I haven't really looked at the lyrics. My favorite overall game aesthetic is from 3 and 5 because I love my blues and reds. It depends on the mood, kind of flip-flops. My favorite party member persona is Celestine. I just think she's a really cool, hip person. I sound like a grandma, Jesus. And my favorite compendium persona would have to be either Pixie and or Jack Frost. They're just classics. All right, Big Dude, make it almost as long as mine because goddamn that took forever, especially the icon stuff.
All right. Well, my name is Pigdude, or you can call me Gray by my Discord name. And well, can't really say much about this icon. I've had it for years and commissioned it quite a while back. So, yeah. Um, I am also an aspiring voice actor. I play Yuna Okami in the Persona 4 anime Abridged, and we have our director actually in the Discord chat. I am also a radio show host for the only English-speaking radio in my country. I am the not-so-local Devil May Cry nut. Not so local because I live in the EU, and I am assuming a majority of you live a bit more west, maybe in the US. I'm a pig that's a dude, and really, that's enough said. My favorite character in Persona, in the whole Persona series, is Goro Akechi. My favorite game is Persona 5 Royale, although Persona 4 Golden is in a close second. My favorite song from the series is I Believe, or maybe even Shadow World. I know people don't really care for their harmonica in it.
It's okay, I respect
yes,
it.
I didn't put it in because I know Maddie would. But yeah, I do like that song. My favorite game aesthetic is Persona 3. I love the sort of royal blue. My favorite party member persona is Hereward, which is Akechi's third tier persona. And my favorite companion persona is either Black Frost or Asterius.
Also, I just realized recently that Asterius is actually from, I think it was one of the Persona 4 Arena games, right?
Yeah, it was Persona 4 Arena 1. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's based. I looked it up and I'm like, holy smokes, this is a base persona. Okay, but I digress. So let's just talk fandom in general before we get into the specific hot topics or really cool lukewarm moments of Persona. Let's just talk fandom in general, connected to Persona, because really, the Persona fandom isn't anything necessarily or objectively scary per se. It's just a growing fandom that is inevitably going to have some discourse, and some may be able to navigate it, others may find it terrifying. Nothing's wrong with either or. It's just the fandom. If you've been in other fandoms, you might find some commonalities between. I think that was a bird. I saw a bird slide into my window. Jesus! Is the birdemic happening here? Oh my god. Anyways, let's talk fandom in general. So, fan content. I am incredibly passionate about fan content. I obviously write fan fiction occasionally. I cannot make art, but I retweet the hell out of art. I love me some good cosplay. Yeah. I swear that was a bird. I appreciate cosplay. I've even tried amateur cosplay. Just bought a lot of stuff online. It was cute, but nothing like some of the other people I follow. There's a lot more to it, but otherwise, I really love fan content, and I hope people are able to rally around that a lot more than we already do. So, Pigdude, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, so kind of the same thing for me. I love a whole lot of fan content. I love to see art of my favorite characters in different scenarios. And of course, I'm part of the Persona 4 anime Abridged, like I said before, and Maddie forgot to mention this, but she's part of the Persona 5 Abridged. So we are both in the fandom to a certain extent. And of course, we are at PersonaCon, which I think we should all just appreciate because it's really nice to just have a time to talk about a series we all enjoy and give our opinions on it.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah. I guess it goes without saying that I know Alice, at least the Japan part, is a little nervous about like some of the fan content that might come out because it's like, oh no, this might be giving ad revenue to this person. And it's like, so what? You make millions of dollars based on your sale units. And even if they make money off their stuff for like YouTube videos, at least they show like a lot of appreciation for a lot of the games you make. Like, I'm just gonna say it, Scramblefaz deserved better. I understand like at first it's a little scary, like, oh, they're taking our content and making it something different, but by that logic, so are fan fictions and fan art. So, like, this isn't to say that Alice is necessarily evil or anything. Not at all. Not at all. They're not they make some wacky decisions, but they're not a terrible company. It's just, I hope they come around to realize that, hey, these people really love our games. Let's definitely bolster that community, and you can argue that they do that through the Alice Faithful hashtag. Pigdude, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so occasionally Atlas will put out a post. Usually it's around like a character's birthday or around a game's anniversary. And what they basically ask for fan stuff. It could be cosplay, art, and they ask for the hashtag Atlas Faithful in the post so that they could see it and spread it around. And I think that's really nice because while yes, they are a bit of a interesting company that makes some questionable decisions at times when it comes to fan stuff. They do allow fans to spread their work and they do interact with them to some degree. So I think that should go. I think that shouldn't go unnoticed.
For sure. So definitely a little wacky and definitely a little more conservative than they should be. But overall, I think they're starting to realize that, hey, we do have a really passionate fan base, and that's good. And no, it's not just okay, it's good. But I digress. Then we're going to talk about community interactions, because this is, as the title gives away, the big kahuna of a fandom. You interact with a lot of people by retweeting, liking, and it's not like, because it's not just talking, it's just general interactions, because they see you in their notifications like, oh, this person liked me, this person liked my post, this person retweeted it, or reblogged in the case of Tumblr. Like, I personally used to flip out when slightly quote-unquote bigger names would retweet my stuff, and it's like, holy smokes, this is the best thing ever. But I guess even then, and that has a weird catch-22, I think, because on one hand, it's amazing and it gives you a lot of traffic to your place so that way you can create more content. On the other hand, it's not the end-all be-all if some person doesn't notice your account per se. But Pig Dude, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think community interactions are really important to keep a community thriving because, like you said, it could just be something as small as liking a post or retweeting it, and then it could basically scale up to here. We are doing a community interaction with all of you. We are talking about our points, and so I think it's really important to make sure that the community actually interacts with each other, and I think that is something the Persona community does very well. Although sometimes the interactions can get a bit heated,
Oh, absolutely.
and that's no good.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, there are
Well,
some people that you'll run into
it's
who... Oh, go ahead.
well, yeah, it's just you'll come into contact with people who just aren't all that nice, and it can be hard to actually interact with them. So it can be difficult to figure out who to talk with and who is a good person to hang out with or stuff like that. So it can be a bit worrying, especially if you have something like social anxiety where you have a hard time talking to people in general, and then seeing somebody who isn't all that nice could just increase that anxiety.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I guess I had to learn as a kind of naive, soft-hearted person that you can't really please everybody in the community, and that's okay. You can't be an absolute wonderful, amazing friend to everybody because it does get stressful, and some people just don't reciprocate that well. And you have to take care of yourself because at the end of the day, you enter this fandom because you love this content or these games or movies or whatever. It's at the end of the day, you have to put yourself before others. And if that means like maybe cutting ties with someone who's toxic, that's okay. Go look for the other ones in the community who actually care for others, who such as you. I hope that makes sense anyways. Anyways, so yeah, next, speaking of which, we actually come to one of the more catch-22 things, but more so, it is not a good of thing, gatekeeping. And no, it's not sunshine and rainbows like the iconic palace here tends to make it out to be. Really, because it's one thing to cut out toxic bad apples who don't actually give a damn for the games. It's another thing, however, to say, oh, you came from Persona 1? Well, too bad. You suck. You're not allowed to appreciate the new games. Or vice versa. Oh, you played Persona 5? Well, you don't understand the old games even though you probably never played them. Either way, I guess the thing is, like, it's really sad because these things happen, and then others are left wondering, like, why do people not play more of these games? Because the fandom can get scary. But it is, but again, it is kind of weird because at the same time, I don't know. I guess it's more so. Shoot! I lost my train of thought. I don't know. What do you think of that, pig dude?
Well, yeah, gatekeeping is something unfortunate. You see it everywhere, both across the Megami Tensei fandoms in general. People will say you can't play this game because you play this game, and it's just really frustrating because I see a lot of people who are interested, let's say, in the older Persona games, and they've played, let's say, Persona 5, and people will say, like, they'll basically deny them the opportunity to, which is just sad because that's really discouraging. And I mean, yeah, there's not a whole lot more to say about it other than it sucks. Don't do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. This and gatekeeping is very, very different from calling out and cutting ties with other people who are legitimately toxic. That's that's not really fun. And
Yeah.
and unfortunately the people who are actually want people to play the games are like, wait, why don't they play Persona 3, 1, 2 duology, 4, 5, 6, 13, whatever. And it's a really unfortunate thing because then they have to clean up that mess. I noticed more that they just love to make fun of them rather than telling you not to play or whatever. That is true. That is true. They make fun of the games rather than going after the fans themselves, which I guess you could say is in the same realm as gatekeeping because sorry, headphones. Wait, no, the other way around. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, they do make fun of a lot of fans. That is a good point. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense because people are like, oh, don't mess with us, Persona 5 fans, and it's like, it's funny, and then eventually it's like, okay, this is getting kind of old, and now it turns into this joke gets old. It's, if anything, it's starting to get a lot more hurtful, which is ironic because at first it's just a goofy little thing in the fandom, and now it's turned into something really, really over the top, if not downright obtuse. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because actually,
every game has its charm, and I mean, also every game has issues, but I mean, just appreciate it for what they are, and if you don't like it, completely fine, but at the same time, don't tell off other people for liking something you don't like.
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are bad apples in certain parts of the community. That doesn't mean you generalize them as a whole. And yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair. Like, don't generalize people and make it a whole community out to be bad, but at the same time, acknowledge that there are some bad apples and that, we have to help them understand that, hey, this kind of isn't okay, Anyways, so
Exactly.
yeah, so moving on, let's talk about some hot, trendy topics in the Persona fandom, particularly those that pertain to how the fandom grew or shrunk. It really doesn't. Fandoms don't really shrink per se. That kind of thing. All right, so this is one that is, you could say, near to my heart, and some may roll my eyes, but hear me out. Joker's inclusion in Smash and Ultimate was both a blessing and a curse. You could argue that it's more so a blessing and the curse just came from, well, people who might not exactly care about the games, and therefore you can consider a bad apple. Joker, for me, was what the Smash Ultimate cheeser was what got me into Persona 5, and that was at the Game Awards. So between then and April 2019, when he was released in Smash, I was scouring for a lot of research on this game, then eventually was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're visiting my doctor in another town, and they got a used copy of the original Persona 5. Gimme that game. And so I played through it and had a really good time. Though I kind of struggled in Akumura's, but that's a cliche thing to say. But either way, and then Joker came out, and I'm like, you know what? I appreciate this guy. And since then, I've become a fan of the games. Well, it started out with 5, and then it became, like, gaining appreciation for all the other games beforehand. And then, hopefully I can get into Shin Megami Tensei, but we're gonna cross that bridge when we get there. Anyways, your turn, Pig Dude.
Yeah, so same kind of deal with me. I saw Joker in Smash and thought, hey, this guy looks pretty cool. So I did a bit of research on Persona, actually watched the animation before playing any of the games. And then, because it was impossible to find Persona 5 here. I found Persona 5 Dancing, but never found Persona 5 itself until I took a trip to the US during the summer and found it in a bargain bin in Best Buy. So I yoinked it. Well, I didn't yoink it. I, paid the money
No,
and
you
then
yoinked
took it. And then played it, and I yoinked it. I'm a phantom thief. But played through it, loved it, and got myself a Vita for, the other games, even though the game I bought it for came to Steam literally the week after I got it. But anyway, Joker, I think in Smash actually is really good because it got a lot of people into Persona, but the main issue is that now a good amount of people are saying, oh, you got into Persona from Smash. Well, that's not a real Persona fan. And that's just not true because let me tell you, would a not Persona fan have 11 Persona Figmas? Because I do, and it's not okay. I have a problem.
Well, not for your wallet, but otherwise you might be happy. Maybe. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know your life situation, but go on.
But yeah, I really think the whole not a real Persona fan that branches from Joker and Smash just does not make sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, and I lost my train of thought again. One more striking him out. No, I'm kidding. I was going to say something along the likes of, I will say, on the note of Persona 4 Golden coming to Steam, I'm just going to say this before we go to the Q&A. Actually, no, hold on. Oh, Nocturne HD, Jesus. That was what it was. Yeah, let's say the Breakthrough Persona thing for later, because we got a whole panel for it tomorrow. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
As I was saying, Nocturne HD, I'm so gonna get that. Whether it's on sale, or if I don't have a choice but to get it full price, maybe just not the deluxe edition, I am so snagging Nocturne HD. Also, we'll get to the BFP disclaimer in a bit. But anyways, moving on. Persona spin-offs. And no, we're not talking about Shin Megami Tensei. We have a whole category for that later. We're talking about the spin-offs that spun from Persona, which is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei. You get the drill, right? The dancing, the arena, the Striker. No,
Strikers.
Is Strikers technically a spin-off? I would think
because
so.
because I think it counts as a spin-off since it's different gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So technically.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so the spin-offs, I mean, there's a lot of people who, say, oh, Atlas is milking Persona to death. And I mean, no kidding. And I think, personally, we will get probably one more Persona 5 spin-off and then move on to Persona 6 because they milked Persona 4 quite a bit. And 5, I'm pretty sure, is a lot more popular than 4. So it'd be kind of insane not to do it. So, yeah, I think that we will get, I hope we would get a arena game where all the characters that have accumulated over all the spin-offs come together so that we could actually see them. I want to see Zenkichi and Kasumi interact with each other.
For sure. Because personally, I wish they could have saved dancing for when Kasumi and Sophia and Zenkichi and Maruki
Oh,
all
yeah.
came together.
Hmm.
But it is what it is. If they gotta make a DLC, fine. It just might not be a day one cop. Also, something that Spider in the chat suggested, the devs actually talked about them milking the title so much and how it affected the staff. Wada seemed really regretful. And I'm not gonna lie, that is a shame. I mean, don't get me wrong, maybe Striker was good, but dancing, it's arguable. I think it's a cute little romp, but nothing that's worth the whole price.
Yeah.
But that's a long story. I do have a soft spot for it. But I think that after maybe one more game, it's okay to move on to something that's a lot more creative and thinks outside the box even more than the last few games. And that's okay. It's good to end things on a high note rather than chase them into a low note.
Yeah,
And don't get me
exactly. You
wrong.
don't want to run something into the ground.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, an arena, I so want that. I want one more big hurrah for Persona 5, as pigdude claimed. But I guess after that, we should say goodbye. And you know what? That's okay. In a sense, they live on forever and ever and ever and ever, etc.
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 So, any thoughts on your end, pigdude, about that? Or...
No. That's kind of all I wanted to talk about with spin-offs.
Perfect. All right. Then here's something that really caught me off guard that pigdude was telling me about when we were making these slides. The protagonist names have had an interesting debate over the years, and it really caught me off guard because you think like, oh, it'd be the ships, like maybe Makoto would be paired with Aigis or Yukari or whatever, but no, people debate over Yukari versus Minato, Akira versus Ren, even, I kid you not, Yu Narukami versus,
Soji Seta.
Yeah, like, some people actually debate over that, which is weird, because, like, everyone's like, oh, it's totally Yu Narukami, and it's like, well, here's the thing, let's get to my point. It's kinda whatever, like, your mileage may vary in this regard, and that's okay. Some people might prefer the ring to Akira Kurusu. Some might prefer Ren Amamiya or Mamma Mia, spicy meatball in Japan or something. I don't know. Either way, it's okay. Like, personally, I prefer Ren, but I like Akira, so I kind of flip-flop depending on, say, if I wanted to experiment with the other. And same with Minato and Makoto. I kind of don't mind either or. They're both catchy names. They have lovely rings to them, so it's kind of whatever. I guess, personally, I just don't see why there's a whole war with this. What do you think, pigdude?
So, yeah, I am in the same boat where you just use the name that you want to use. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to understand what we're talking about. Just don't go after each other's throats with it. I feel that the whole, like, war names, like, for example, Makoto Yuki. People say he can't have Makoto as a name because, Makoto from Persona 5. I lived across from someone who has the same name as me. So that whole argument does not flow with me. So that is the only thing that annoys me with this protagonist name thing. But other than that, you are free to use whatever name you please. If you want to use one of the stage names for Joker, then go ahead. That one you might need to clarify who you're talking about because they're so obscure. But for example, a friend of mine prefers Minato for the Persona 3 protagonist. I prefer Makoto. We just talk. We just alternate through them. When we're talking, and we understand each other because, I mean, we know what we're talking about. And if let's say I'm bringing up his name out of the blue, I'll just say Makoto or P3 Makoto to just clarify in case there is no context. And why not just do that? It just kind of confuses me why names are the thing that people are fighting over of all things.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's just like I wish it would be that easy, but I guess it's weird. Because on the other hand, yeah, I will admit that a name has a purpose to it. Also, I did want to say that I totally understand why some people might prefer the manga names, such as I cannot. I think we'll just say this lovely person here, legitimately lovely person, with a Joker Morgana PFP in the Discord. Honestly, I can totally understand the reasoning. Like Akira Kurusu, it's catchy. It's really catchy, and that's putting it mildly. Argue for the sake of it. I unfortunately cannot understand, but maybe we'll cross that
Yeah.
bridge when we get there. Any closing thoughts on this part, Pig Dude?
Well, yeah, just like Sweet Tooth said, I mean, I guess some people just want to argue and create a bit of, well, I can't think of the word, but they just want to stir conflict. And it's just a bit upsetting because, I mean, it could just be so much easier.
True. Damn straight. Okay, next we're going on to a part that might seem a little finicky, and even then I'm like, wait, what is Shin Megami Tensei here for? But hear me out. Well, actually, Pig Dude suggested this, so Pig Dude, go for it. Start us off.
All right. So the reason why I want to bring this up is because of the interactions between the Shin Megami Tensei fandom and the Persona fandom. And now I know a lot of people are in both, but there is a good amount of not a war, but people will argue just because somebody is a Persona fan and not a Shin Megami Tensei fan. And I know this is now more of a joke, but the whole play a real Shin Megami Tensei game, and it's just kind of upsetting that people are trying to, just discourage other people just because they're playing a different series, and it's just upsetting because they're both made by Atlas and they're both good series, and it's just kind of disheartening because people might want to get into it, but then you see people saying, no, you can't play Shin Megami Tensei because you play Persona, and it's just bleh.
Yeah.
Whole load of bleh.
I think it connects back to the gatekeeping where they're both perfectly fine series that the fans of either or can get into, and some might like the other one, some might not find it their cup of tea, but you know what? At least they tried it, and as long as they don't ham fist bash the other series, that's okay. At least they tried it. So yeah, I guess overall, Shin Megami Tensei, honestly, I think it's a pretty good series. Even though the fandom can be a little scary, again, it goes for Persona as well, where there are some bad apples, and and hopefully the fandom can crack down on them, or at least just be the fandom members they want to be, which goes into advice that we'll talk about later. But yeah, getting SMT5 and give it a try. Please do. I don't want to be the only one. No, I'm kidding. Of course we're not going to be the only ones. Sweet Tooth. But yes, I plan to get SMT5 as well. So, because honestly, both series deserve a lot of love and support from not just their own fans, but the fans of each other and the whole world outside of SMT and Persona. So yeah, I'll be planning to get those because you know what? Who cares if SMT fans or some SMT bad apples are a little discouraged that a Persona fan like me wants to grab their 5th new game? It's okay. It's okay. And even if I don't like it, at least I tried it, and at least other people are going to get it and enjoy it. And that's what matters to me. So, Pig Dude, any closing thoughts on this part?
SMT5 will make money, and that's all Atlas cares about. Moving on.
Ouch! Also, okay, so first of all, we actually spent some time photoshopping this image. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Also, yes. Like we said, we're not going to give sage advice here, so again, take everything with a grain of salt. Even so, we hope we can put in just a little bit of general TLDR for those who might be like, okay, you talked about your own perspectives on things, so what's something we can take away from this? Have no fear, this is the part for you. So here's my 2 cents first. I'll try to go for this as fast as possible. First of all, like I said with Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, don't be afraid to branch out, and try getting other game franchises under your belt. You can always go back to the older stuff you love. Like, for example, I used to be scared that I had to stick with Persona 5 and never get into SMT, which I'm, again, getting into very soon. I'm trying not to spoil myself on 3 and 5, though 1 is actually easier than the other, but still. Yeah, there's the image in the Discord chat, but I digress. And at the end of the day, like it's okay. Like you got to remember that there are multiple things out there that can give you all kinds of different perspectives and ideas, and even if they conflict, that's okay. Change is inevitable, and even if it's not always good, at least you took a risk. Also, create whatever you wish to create so long as it's not problematic. This doesn't just go for content, but also just general headcanons and ships. As long as they're not problematic and you don't push them as the ultimate canon, Bible, gospel, whatever, it's okay. You do you. Honestly, unless it's used ironically, like, oh, this is cringe, but it's sarcastic, I fucking hate cringe culture. What you should or shouldn't do is not defined by cringe culture. It's in my opinion, it's defined by your moral rectitude, what you like, what you dislike, and it you know you know. I know it might be a controversial statement to some, and yeah, it's okay to make maybe like poke light fun at others, but to blatantly say like this is cringe, go, trigger warning, die. But either way, as long as you don't do that, just let people have their fun. And you know what? You might not always agree, but it's okay. Also, here's something that's even more, yeah, what if we're all a little cringe? Exactly. So often I see like the Persona fandom is toxic, or this other fandom I'm in is toxic. It's awful. I like to see those statements. Not always. It's easier said than done, but still, I like to see those statements as a prompt to be a better person and a better fan community member, rather than some downer or offense or damnation or whatever. I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with this really cheap cliche statement called "kill 'em with kindness," but not necessarily. Just be an assertive, decent person that others would like to see in a community. And also, it goes in hand with something I already said, so I'm just going to go over it really briefly. Not everyone's going to care for you, and that's okay. You can't blame yourself forever on that part. Also, something that's a little more not too sage or deep, but play games at your own pace. Make sure that you're actually enjoying yourself. A friend of mine who's going to be coming back soon from their vacation thing got me into Mass Effect. I'm having a good time. And but there's two things. One, I'm terrible at the game. Two, it is a bit draining, even if I was good at it in the first part. So the thing is, I have to pace myself so that way I'm not rushing in and getting myself tired and to the point where, well, a stream screws up because I'm beating myself up and not in a good mood over it. But yes, that's my 2 cents. Pig Dude, the floor's yours.
All right. Well, my words of wisdom, very big quotation marks around that. First part, do not be afraid of others' opinions, because everyone's got them. Basically, what I mean by this is, yeah, people have opinions and they will differentiate from yours quite often, but you can't just look at an opinion that is different than yours and say, okay, well, that's not it. I'm not going to acknowledge that opinion. It's, that's not healthy, and so it's kind of lost my train of thought there.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I did
so
it twice.
basically, don't basically don't like completely go after someone just because their opinion is a bit different than yours, and hopefully no one will do it to you. Of course, there will always be outliers. And then there's also be wary of those who actually want to discuss and those who just want to gaslight. We kind of touched on this before, but there are those who just want to create discourse just because they want to create discourse. And those people you just have to separate yourself from. And those who actually want to discuss, even if they have a different opinion than you, you should, I think, actually discuss with them, because I always like a good hearty discussion about games, even if they're games I like, and bring up maybe some points I don't really like about the game, and yeah, like for example, Persona 5, not a big fan of the Okumura boss battle. Some might be a fan of it. I'm perfectly fine discussing that, as long as we actually keep it civil and not just go after each other.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's also the whole don't get discouraged for not doing something right. And what I mean by this is right by someone else's standards, because like Maddie said before, you got to play the game how you want to play it. Because if you're playing it for someone else, then you're just not going to have fun with it. Now, of course, people can recommend games, gift you games, and you can play them and still enjoy them. I'm not saying that, if somebody is letting you play a game, that it is automatically bad. No, no. What I mean is you got to be playing the game for you and not just for an audience or for a friend. It's got to be you wanting to actually play it. And if you want to play, let's say on easy mode, that is perfectly fine. You shouldn't be put down just because you don't want to play on a harder difficulty. And then there's also talk about what you want to talk about. Now, with this, it's basically pretty self-explanatory. You don't need to talk about anything you do not want to talk about. You don't want to talk about the earlier Persona games. You don't have to touch those things. I mean, it's always nice to at least address them, but if you don't want to touch them, then that is perfectly fine. You don't have to do what other people want you to do. And then also, this is for more newer members to the fandom. Don't be afraid to ask where to start, because it can be kind of hard jumping into a game series like Persona where there are multiple spin-offs, there's multiple versions for each game, and each one is different. And so it could be hard to say like, okay, well, this is where I begin, right? I know I had a hard time figuring out what to do at first because I couldn't find Persona 5, like I said earlier, around here. So I was kind of like, okay, well, is there somewhere else I could start out with? And so if you are new, then you don't need to be afraid to ask, because a lot of people will be happy to give their opinion, and they will talk about the game that they like. You could do your own research about it. If they tell you, let's say, Persona 4, great place to start, then look into Persona 4, maybe watch a couple reviews, and yeah. And now, a bit kind of leaning into Break-Free Persona. I won't go too much into it, but accessibility is not that great with Persona games. They're locked. Majority of them are locked to Sony consoles, or at least Sony systems, and while that is unfortunate, there's not a whole lot that can be done about it at the moment. And if somebody doesn't want to spend $100 buying a PS3 just to play the earlier Persona games, then that is their decision. You cannot force somebody to buy something just to play an old game that they might enjoy, because everyone's tastes are different. I bought my Vita to play Persona 4 Golden, came out a week later on Steam. I still got all the rest of the games on it so that I could play through them in the summer. And I'm looking very much forward to it, but that was complete coincidence. If they did not if the other games were not on Vita, then that would be very, very bad for me. And I probably would have returned it. And next up is watch your wallet, because if you're like me and can't help yourself, you might end up with multiple Persona figures, and that just drains your wallet and then drains your sanity. So, just a small point, watch out for that. And then, last but not least, sometimes you just cannot agree on things, and that is okay. You do not have to hate each other just because you disagree. And just because, let's say, Maddie hates Persona 4, she doesn't.
Hey.
That does not mean I have to completely tear into her just because I like it. And exactly, agree to disagree. And this also kind of ties back to the point, you could discuss it. Discuss why you don't really care for it. Discuss why you care for it. And that is fine. It's not a big deal. It's a video game. You don't have to It's not going to cause the end of the world. It's not going to uh, make. It's not going to change who becomes president. It's not going to change the incoming Mars attack. By the way, that's happening in September. And it's just not going to change anything. It is a couple of people talking about games online. It ain't going to change much.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's all I have to say about my points.
No problem. I will say though, yes, I actually like Persona 4. It's just Shadow World that's kind of hit or miss. The harmonica is just not my thing. But otherwise after that, it's kind of a bop, like da 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 da. You know the song.
You just do not appreciate. You just cannot appreciate harmonicas.
Yeah, Shadow World bangs in my opinion. I can understand that. All right, who wants some Q&As? Now for this Q&A, we're going to be wait, hold on before you go. The thing is, no Breakthrough Persona questions. Not because we're not going to address them, no, but because we are going to address them at a different panel tomorrow at actually 3 p.m. Central Time. So about an hour. About an hour. So like this started at 2. This starts at 3. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, we'll have a whole panel on that discussing the ups and downs to accessibility, and we hope you guys stick around for that. But otherwise, when it comes to Persona, maybe Shin Megami Tensei, all questions are fair game. We'll also be looking at Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, pigdude will be on the lookout for you. I'm gonna look at Discord. So there we go. Otherwise,
Yep.
it's all fair game. Gray, what did you mean by Shin Megami Tensei 5 will make money and that's all Atlas cares about?
Well, okay, that was partially a joke. What I meant was that. Call me out here. What I meant by that was that Shin Megami Tensei has a lot of hype built up from it ever since its reveal in 2017. And so I think it will make a good amount of money, which, of course, Atlas, being a company, does care about. And it shows that people do like SMT still. And this also kind of goes for SMT Nocturne Remaster. It's just that it will make money. Atlas doesn't always care about what is going on between, let's say, two people arguing about which is better, Persona or SMT. I hope that cleared out.
No, you're fucking dead. No, I'm kidding. Shimel's gonna smack me for being like, that's not what I meant, Maddie. Yep, see, they're like, gotcha. I look like an asshole now, but it's okay. I'm a sweetie in reality, I'm serious. Which Persona game made you really fall in love with the series? Pigdude, you go first.
All right. Well, so I did play Persona 5 and I liked it. But I'd say Persona 5 Royal really got me going into the series because with Persona 5, I actually did not do like a full playthrough, like in the normal way. I did actually take a couple months to complete it just because it was my first actual JRPG. And so it was difficult for me to, sit through it. And so Royal seemed to like change a good amount of stuff for me. And being that I liked Persona 5 and was very happy with it when I got through it, Royal, I pre-ordered the Phantom Thieves edition and was very happy with the results. And then I was like, okay, well, let me check out some of the other Persona games. Went and got a Vita, and the rest is history.
I totally understand where you come from, but I'm gonna have to say, for me, it was the original Persona 5. But that on the other hand did make me appreciate Royal even more, and that's when Royal ended up in my top 10, and technically I smacked Vanilla back into it. So I can totally see where you come from. Are there any questions on Twitch, or can we get this one from Kusuo on Discord? It's your call.
Yes, so we got one on Twitch from Sparker Sparks, which is, what is the worst part in Persona 5?
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think we both know what we're going to say. You want to take this one first?
I guess, I have a feeling you're going to say Okumura as a whole. Personally, I'm going to say Morgana stealing Haru's arc. Like, I guess I kind of start to tolerate Okumura after a little bit. It's still not, like, the greatest thing ever. Not at all. But it's not, like, the worst imaginable thing to happen to the damn game. but that doesn't mean it's any good. And I really, really had a gripe with Morgana taking up the bulk of Haru's thing. Like, it could have, like, instead of being, like, just cutting straight to Morgana struggling in Okuma's palace only for Haru to come through in a shadow, it could have focused on Haru maybe having some argument, then finding Morgana, going into the metaverse on accident, freaking out, then seeing Morgana and rushing back, healing him, the whole shebang. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a real shame how she was sidelined in something that should have been about her, because I think the final part could have been saved for Morgana, and we didn't need the whole like, oh, I feel so useless part. And I think we didn't need that conflict, just because it jumps around so much and you cannot do anything during it. It is a glorified cutscene.
Yeah, that is true. All right. So, before we go to another Twitch one, I'm just gonna get this out real quick. How long do you guys think Persona 6 will take until it comes out? I'm gonna go with Sweet Tooth's answer because I think it's a pretty good estimate as well. 3 to 4 years. Pigdude, any of your guesses on your end?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Probably in Twitch chat, I see 2024 and 2023. I'd agree with those. I think we might get at least one more Persona 5 spinoff, like I said earlier, but I do think Persona 6 is actually a bit closer than we think. And I don't think it will get delayed as much as Persona 5 did, since I feel like Persona 5 was the issue of kind of coming to next gen. And while it was on the PS3, you know, they kind of had to balance it out between the PS3 and PS4. And so I think that was the reason why it was delayed. Now, I could be completely wrong. There could be a reason for it that is explained, but I just feel that way. And so, yeah, I think 3 to 4 years is going to is a good estimate.
I can agree with that. Also from Kasua, what is your favorite Persona OST throughout all the games? Pigdude, do you want to take this one first?
So throughout all the games, I'd have to say I Believe is one of my favorites, if not my favorite. I just really like how uplifting and the point where it starts playing in game is really kick-ass to me. So yeah, I just love it because of that.
Yeah, that's when does it play again? I'm blanking here. My brain's fried.
It plays when they block the fist coming down.
Oh, right. Sorry.
boss.
I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Right. But that's P5 spoilers. But either way, it's awesome. I agree. How did I forget? Well, whatever. I can't bitch for too long. My favorite, with that coming pretty close, maybe like top 5, maybe. My numero uno is Beauty of Destiny from the Persona 4 animation. Like I Believe, it just feels really almost, but it's inspirational, but also a little chilling to it. I don't know why. Maybe it's that initial piano and the way the chorus slowly uplifts while Lotus Juice is doing his banger raps. It's so cool. Also, I remember the visuals, simple but effective in that ending. So freaking good. Give me chills.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I did want to mention, yes, I do think Akechi's arc was kind of so-so. A friend of mine fervently hates Akechi in vanilla, though he is going to give Royal Akechi the benefit of the doubt. I won't say Akechi's arc was bad, but I do understand why people might not like it. Heck, I have a friend who thinks that. That being said, I think that Royal definitely gives him that sweet chance to really kick ass. For, his role. Anyways, let me just check here. Any chats, questions on the Twitch?
No, on Twitch we are just kind of chatting about what we're talking about here. So
Gotcha.
nothing too pressing. So my opinion on Akechi is, of course, I like him, but that is partially due to me liking characters who are insane. And so I do like Akechi in Vanilla P5, but I do think Royal gives him a bit more to do. And I like how I really hope if we do get a Persona 5 Arena or another spin-off with Akechi in it, I really hope that they do not try to do a redemption arc for him. I really
Oh,
hope that I really hope that he stays sort of a bit more darker anti-hero.
I can
Um,
see why you'd say
so
that.
yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of on the fence. I honestly think that, yeah, I could definitely see why. Because it is difficult to do a redemption arc for that kind of character that does that many things, you know? Also, Sweet Tooth
Hmm.
asked Persona 5 Arena. I think it's going to happen. Maybe not like immediately, but definitely pretty soon. I think, anyways. What do you think, Pig Dude?
I would like it to happen. The only issue is that we only have two Persona 4 arenas to go off of, so we can't say like, oh, for sure, like it happened with the first couple of games, so it'll happen with this one. It's only happened with the last one, so we can't say for sure, but I would personally love to see one. Um, Also, we have a question from NS in the Twitch chat,
Hello?
which is what is our opinion on the first three arcs in Strikers? So that would be
Alice.
On's arc, yeah, Alice, I
Alice
forget
and
the next
On.
guy, but Yusuke's arc,
Yusuke's arc with the author.
uh,
And then Haru's arc with the person who's voiced by the
Haru's.
Zack and Cody mom. Yeah, you go look it up if you didn't hear.
Yeah,
Zack and Cody's mom literally voices what's her face, but it's kind of hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I'm gonna have to say
yeah.
as someone who resonated with On, and just wanting to uplift myself so that way I can be an inspiration to others and they kind of make a chain effect. I might have teared up a little bit around the resolution to Alice's arc, where Alice is at her lowest point after the boss battle, and I don't remember the lines by heart, but I still remember the feeling it gave me. Like, I was legit, like, tears streaming down my face on Twitch. It might seem trivial, but it kind of got me at the strings because it's like I, in a sense, grew up with On in high school, so it was really nice to see that quote unquote closure. I don't know. Otherwise, Ongo was pretty fun. Definitely a lot more over the top, though. Mariko, I'm gonna have to say likewise, though I am incredibly happy that Haru got some spotlight there. It's cliche, but I like to think it's true. Pig Dude, what are your takes?
All right, so On's, I don't really have anything else to say that
I
Maddie didn't
respect
bring
that.
up. I think uh, I think it plays really well off of her character, and especially if you explored her confidant in Persona 5, it really adds to that. Yusuke's really gave me a lot more respect for him,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoyed it personally because it was two artists basically combating over ideals, and
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. And then, of course, Haru got actual screen time and actual character development outside of her confidant, which was needed, I think, for her. I think that, uh, while I do like Haru in Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, she definitely needed a little bit more. And
Sweet.
yeah, we have another question on Twitch.
All right.
Sorry, I just want to make sure that we get the Twitch
No, it's okay.
questions
We
in
got two in
since we
Discord
have
so far, so that's
we
good.
both have Discord open.
Yeah.
All right, so do we think that Persona 5 dancing should kind of get an enhanced version or DLC with Strikers, animation, Royal, and Q2 music?
DLC or
So why don't you take this one
enhanced?
first?
I mean, when you bring in the idea of a DLC compared to enhanced, it's kind of hard to say. Personally, I think that if you've already gotten dancing, you probably have a right to DLC immediately instead of just another full priced game. That's just me, though. What do you think?
Yeah, if they were somehow able to split it up between like let's say Persona 5 Dancing Special Edition and then DLC, then I think that would work really well
Mm-hmm.
because, like we talked about this earlier, we both really are kind of annoyed that Persona 5 Dancing came out so early because we don't have Royal stuff in it, we don't have Striker stuff in it, and it's just kind of a shame because there's so much wasted potential there for characters, especially because one of the new characters is a gymnastics or
Yeah, she is a
I don't know, I can't
rhythmic
remember the
gymnast, but same thing, yeah. She
Yeah,
freaking does ballet in the disc!
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, like, come on. No, we
Yeah.
could have had that.
Yeah, for sure. Hot takes.
Yeah.
I guess my least favorite had to be Makoto, even though I still relatively like her. Any hot takes from you, Pick Dude? While I try to get a final question from Discord, and then you get a final question from Twitch.
No, not really. I think all my takes are pretty lukewarm when it comes to Persona.
All right, then last question from Discord. What's your opinion on requests for any remakes of Persona games or remakes in general?
Oh man, I would love to see older Persona games remade just to make it more accessible. But I mean, I would love to see every Persona game remade, but I think that would take a lot of time, and we have no clue if it's happening because, Atlas did remaster Nocturne, and a remaster for, let's say, Persona 3 could work. I think something as early as Persona 1 and the 2 would have to be a complete overhaul just because of how old it is and how different it is from the series currently.
Okay. I totally see where you're coming from. Although I was talking with someone, kudos to Jazine Draws, or Jazine Games. I'm not sure how you say it, but it is a pretty name just looking at it. They argue that Persona 2 could be ported instead of remade because it could lose its charm in a remake. In the sense that it is a product of its time, yes, but, it's still, I mean, it's not like a terrible product of its time, not at all. So I can totally see where a remake would come from, but I also see why they should just port it. So maybe both port and remake it. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, it would be great to have every Persona game on modern systems, but we will get to that tomorrow, and that's my clunky way of closing it off because we have gone over our time.
All right, so no more questions? I think we're good.
Yep, so I think that will close it off. And of course, we will be open to chat in here if you would like to just talk in text. But yeah, that will have to do it for our panel today. Tomorrow, we will be presenting our break-free Persona panel, which will, I think, spark a good amount of discussion. So please come to that exactly 24 hours from now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Thank you all so much for joining us, though. We are incredibly happy to have such a wonderful group of people in both Discord and Twitch, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Until then, take care, everybody. Bye-bye!
Adios.
Bye! Have fun! Stick around for a lot of cool things. Luck at the Dubs, Laura Post, the whole shebang. Laura Post is going to be delayed by an hour. Stick around, everybody. But until then,